Karibu sana, welcome wherever you're watching us from. Yes, you guessed it right. This is Purpose for Impact YouTube channel, also Facebook. Karibu sana, wherever you are, please continue subscribing, continue talking to us. And this is our very, very first shoot on this matter. And my name is Hellen Muthoni, and definitely I've been invited on this page, and currently now I own it for this specific time. And the person who invited me here is none other than the person, the vision carrier of this Purpose Fest or Purpose for Impact. Is Gabriel Nyamu, your Purpose coach. We'll meet in a bit. And now I'm seated with the man himself, Gabriel Nyamu. Hi!
Hi, Hellen. Very well.
Karibu sana.
Thank you for having
to your
me.
YouTube,
And welcome.
to your YouTube channel.
Welcome to Purpose for Impact.
And your Facebook channel.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So, Gabriel, let's just get straight into it.
Sure.
So, who is Gabriel Nyamu?
Gabriel Nyamu. First, let me introduce myself in terms of that I'm married.
All right.
One wife, and I'm a father of three. And I'm very proud being a parent because being a father has given me more clarity about the importance of life. But more to that, I'm a purpose coach. What do? I help people and also organizations to pursue their purpose and the real intent in which they existed in life, but also even in business, why you started a business or why you started a certain organization. So I coach people to utilize their life purpose for impact.
Oh, wow.
And that's why the page is Purpose for Impact.
Wow,
Exactly.
that is so profound.
Exactly.
So, you mean a business can have a purpose and also an individual can have a purpose?
Absolutely. So what is purpose? Purpose is the original intent of something. So when you talk about purpose of an individual, you're saying, why did Hellen have to exist? From eternity past up to now, why did Hellen to exist right now? So that means there's an intent behind the creator who created you to live at such a time, the way you are, with the gifts that you have, to meet a such specific need in people and also in the planet. That is for an individual.
Okay.
For a business also businesses need to have a specific purpose. You don't start a business just for the sake of starting. Business should also be able to be serving a specific need in society, in the community, and that is to improve, let's say, livelihood, to meet a particular need and a gap in the planet, because God created this universe, but He positioned us also to advance it, to keep recreating it and making it even much better for even future generations. So there's a purpose for organization, also purpose for individuals.
All right. I know I'm jumping the gun here because we really need to know why purpose, why are you a coach? Have you always been a coach? Where did all this begin?
I have not always been a coach.
Okay.
Life is very spiral. That means sometimes we start in darkness, just like also I believe in Bible. In the beginning there was chaos and darkness, and I think also my life began like that, more of a gamble. I was born in a place called Shisho village in Kadala, in Muranga. I know most people who know Muranga County, they talk about Noweratu.
Yes, indeed.
In Greek, that means kazi, this work. Exactly.
Just work here, nothing much, just working.
Exactly. That's where I was born.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the village. Both my primary school, my secondary school, I was actually in the same school. So the same school, the name of the primary school is the same as the name of the primary and the secondary school.
What was the name? We want to know.
It's called Kagoi Primary School.
Kagoi.
Then I went to Kagoi Secondary School and I finished my Form 4 there. And by God's grace, I managed to secure an admission in university.
Which university?
Egerton University.
Wow.
But what I was called and admitted to go and do, of course, I didn't like it in the beginning.
Oh, really?
So it was interesting because I was told to go and do Bachelor of Arts and things to do with sociology, the humanities.
Yes.
But my background was very technical. I needed science. I loved science, I loved mathematics, I loved physics, so I wanted science.
Yes.
So, but now I'm being admitted to go and do arts. I got a bit confused. In fact, I deferred my studies for 1 year. And in that confusion, because what I did, I deferred and I went actually to start doing some business. So I have done business in terms of selling merchandise. So I used to go to Kamukoji, and one of my old elder sister is very good. He's very good in business. He introduced me to where you can go and buy these like thermos flasks, these like utensils, the cutleries in wholesale.
Yes.
Then I will go and buy in wholesale, and then I'll go and distribute in Thika. And also some parts of Kadara in the Soko market.
When you have deferred your school.
Exactly.
So, what was your mind like? Because now you are out of school.
Yes.
Other people are going on with their studies.
Exactly.
But you are here doing business.
Exactly. And
Did you ever think you'd go back to school?
I actually was trying to detour. Detour means I was trying to look for another alternative. And the alternative that time was, because I did not want to go and do with humanities and the arts, I, of course, because of influence, I got people who could tell me, you go and do accounting. So I was trying to find my way out, and I go and do something that has mathematics in it. So accounting was a bit closer. And actually, ideally, I also did that. So when I hooked a bit in terms of selling those merchandise, and by support of the family, I actually secured an admission to do accounting in Strathmore. That time it was a college. So I did my CPA 1 and CPA section 2. But as in when I was there, we were being allocated a mentor. And I always appreciate that. Make sure at least you have somebody who can actually challenge your life. I had a mentor. He was a lecturer at that time. He was called Cairo. He was an economist. So he actually came and looked at my papers, because we used to meet a mentor once a month. He looked at my papers and asked me, Gabriel, what are you doing here? I asked him, why? I'm doing accounting. So no, from your qualification, you should have gone to a university. But this accounting you're doing here, you can actually do it even part-time. So he actually told me to think twice. He rebuked me. And my first interaction with a mentor was that time. Somebody who is looking at your face and telling you, I think you're worth more, and I think you are not thinking. So he asked me, I think you are not thinking. And that got me into a, kind of a confusion. Wait a minute, I thought accounting, I'll get CPAs, I become an accountant and all that. Though my core interest was still something science, computer, engineering, those were my main areas. So, but because of the interaction with the mentor, he challenged me to rethink. And that time I was staying with my brother, my elder brother, and I appreciate, family support you a lot.
Totally.
Yes. So that time when I was part-time still doing my selling of things. And then I'll do part-time accounting classes at Strathmore. So when this lecturer who was my mentor challenged me, I really thought, honestly speaking, this is a chance I'm missing for a life. I might not get it, because there's a window of time where if you take 2 years, unless you repeat your high school again, you will not be admitted. So because of that, I sense a bit of an urgency. I need to go to university and defer. So what I went and talked to my dad. He was quite aged, and I appreciate my dad a lot. He actually went himself, not me, all the way to Igatonjoro, and he went and negotiated with the registrar for me to have a chance to be deferred to join the next year, so that my slot is kind of reserved. And he secured that, not actually me. And I know I'll be talking about that later in another edition about the fatherhood. Fatherhood is very important. They shape your purpose. So my dad secured that deferment. And therefore I was given a chance the following year. After wasting 2 years actually outside, I got a chance now to go to university. Still to go and do my sociology and all that. But somebody told me you can go there and change. You can change faculties. And luckily, I managed to do that. So for the first 2 years, I did my Bachelor of Arts. I was doing sociology, combination of economics and mathematics. But because I had a chance to do mathematics, I deferred in third year and started majoring in mathematics. So at the end of the day, I ended up actually doing what I loved in terms of something a bit science, and that's what I actually qualified for with a bachelor's, which was a triple degree in mathematics. I secured a first class honors actually, which made me now open up into another world of analytics and the space around computer science. I started doing a bit of programming, and I loved that space a lot. But then what happened is that the first job I got, so that I come now closer to your question, was actually in a bank and in human resources. Now look at that confusion. Now, this is a mathematics major, graduate, first class honors. So I've done all the calculations of the world, all the mathematics you can think about, triple maths. And the first job I get is human resource as an assistant. Now, what does a HR person do? Human resource person, people apply for jobs.
Yes.
You screen through the CVs,
Oh,
and
God.
one of the leading
There's
banks.
no maths there, is
It's
there?
not maths. And then, people have relationships issues in terms of they are not performing. A manager and the employee maybe want to, those kind of things, purely relational. And I have my calculations and my logic.
Wait,
and I got confused.
let me take you back a bit. Did you ever finish your CPAs?
No,
No,
even
you
today. Even today, I didn't finish. I
Okay.
did up to part 2.
Uh-huh.
I didn't do part 3. But it's because
Yes.
when I went and I started doing my mathematics,
Mhm.
actually I found that's what I really was resonating with more.
Mhm.
I didn't require this accounting again and
Ah.
finance. So I stopped it.
Yes.
And kind of I appreciate. I really don't require that. I have a basic foundation,
Yes.
but I don't need it today. So I get the first job,
Mhm.
HR assistant.
Yes.
Actually, my first job,
Yes.
for especially these big organizations,
Mhm.
when you get a job,
Mhm.
mostly
Mm.
you'll be doing a very clerical work. I was thrown to the registry. Do you know what registry? Where files are kept. So you wear a cadastre coat,
Oh my God.
and then you'll climb with some ladders in the shelves there to pick some pension files, those things. My first 6 months was like that.
Yes.
Now remember, I have my mathematics.
Uh-huh.
So my pattern and logic got disorganized. So I want to see where confusion started.
Yes.
So it got disorganized. What is all this? Yes, I am getting a pay. I'm proud to tell people I'm working in a bank because there's that pressure of I'm working in a bank, okay?
Definitely.
And during our time, it was the thing.
The bank is everything.
Exactly. So, but the kind of work I'm doing was quite a bit critical. By God's grace, of course, I got a chance now to move a little bit, and I started doing things like payroll, processing benefits, medical insurances, still as a HR person, and I grew a bit.
Yes.
But now in the second year, where now my life got a turning point,
Yes.
is that the bank was undertaking a retrenchment. Retrenchment is where you lay off employees,
Yes.
and some of them had worked for very many years.
Yeah.
And because that time when the bank was laying off, I was in the compensation section where when people are leaving, you compute for them terminal benefits. So I was the part of the team that was doing calculations. Mathematics again there. Perfect.
God, hallelujah.
Yes.
We have arrived at it.
At it.
So you didn't give up.
I didn't give up.
Okay.
But now, the people I am calculating the terminal benefits for, people had worked 20 years, 27. They are the one actually who made me see another life. Somebody who had worked for 27 years is a lady. She sat on my desk. She had all her, she didn't even have a loan. She was driving a good car, staying in one of the posh estates in, within the area, the country, and much more. Even her kids were already post-education. That means she didn't have any
no pressure for money.
An emptiness.
Yeah.
She sat on my desk and she said, Gabriel, I appreciate the bank package, and you're getting a nice package, several millions, package. And you are very young guy, 2 years, 3 years, and you're like, you are admiring the figures. Several millions in that year. That's almost 17 years ago. And the lady said, I am happy, yes, the bank has appreciated me with this package, but I'm feeling I'm going home empty.
What?
Empty.
After 20-something
27 years. That's where my life started getting. I started getting some knocks in my head. God, what is all about life? I thought I should also be inspiring to work. I worked for 20 years.
Yes.
I laid the biggest car ever. I have my children to the best school.
Exactly.
Where is the emptiness coming from? And I started searching. And that's where my first journey around kind of trying to look for something bigger than just the things we call transactional life, transactional living. Get a job, marry, all those things, they are transactional. But a place where at least somebody can get fulfilled. What this lady was telling me, I am not fulfilled as much as I have all of this. And I made a covenant with God. I will not want to live and confess the same words from this lady. And there were others, anyway. The bank was releasing 104 employees, so there were many. And I have a story for almost all of them because they sat down with, or through a phone call or whatever, I talked to almost all of them. And most of them were having different stories. Some of them, people have properties, and they'll tell me, I don't know how I'll be managing my day. In fact, there's a mzee or an old man who continued in a routine, waking up at 4 a.m., the way you are used to, dress, and go and buy newspapers and read newspapers
Yeah.
to kill time. And in the evening, you just appear like you're going back to work. That kind
Like
of life.
you're going back to home.
Exactly. So even the mental health was good. That's when I started my journey. I asked myself, what is this that is missing in these people? Because actually, I'm allowed almost 104. Maybe I can say less than 15 who are kind of happy. Over 90%, there is something, either they will say, the bank has done bad, it's my manager. They will blame something. And you hear somebody blame it means
they are not satisfied.
They have unfulfilled life. Over 90% of them. So I was young, around 3 years, heading to 3 years. I'm confused because I had also ambitions. I also want to grow and become a big senior manager. And these were very big people. That's when I started discovering. So it took a bit of self-discovery because I didn't have a proper like a coach or a mentor. But it's when I started getting adult. There's something in somebody, in a human being, that you're created to function at, and if you don't do it, whether you succeed and become whatever, you will not be happy in life. You can get all the degrees. I also met people who are doing their third PhD, 4 masters, and you're asking them, why the fourth one? I'm looking for my place. What is that place? That is the purpose. So it took me also almost another 5 years in a wilderness trying to discover myself. Until at a point, of course, where I had to transition because I worked for 9 years in the bank. Then I joined the insurance company. I worked for 3 years. Now as a manager actually. And I had all the access to the managerial benefits of the company. But the conviction kept on building up in myself. That time now I got married. And I'm seeing the responsibility expanding. But because when I remember the people I interacted with in 2007, 2008 who were unhappy, that thing always kept on hunting me.
So you kept asking yourself, am I happy really? Is this what I was created for?
Exactly.
Were those the questions that were haunting you?
Exactly. And am I living something that I will never regret? That I detoured and focused on other things, and I didn't do my course. I didn't pursue my course, the meaning for my particular life. Or did I miss a chance or an opportunity to impact other people or the world because I'm busy doing transactional work? And that's what happened. So those were the questions that I was going through, and I help people even today when I'm doing my purpose coaching to go through some reflective questions that help you reflect on your life. Whatever you do, is it just transactional or transformational? That's when I discovered through my own discovery, and I also started reading some purpose, read books, like in Miles Monroe and many other books. I read quite many books around purpose, but I found my own niche, which is a bit more innovative in the space that now I do in terms of purpose coaching, which I'm going to highlight along the way in our edition today. So what I discovered is one foundational discovery is that purpose is not something you do.
Oh, it's not?
Purpose is not something you do, like a job. It is who you become. And that's a question that I know people struggle with. Now, when you may want to illustrate it, I would assume maybe using some people that people know publicly. Somebody like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela did not bring liberation in South Africa in the apartheid, the fight for the black, apartheid against black apartheid in South Africa. He never brought liberation. And that's shocking because people say, history tells us he fought that, he went to prison 28 years and all that. But he did not. And I'll tell you why. He became the liberation. That's the difference.
Oh, that's huge.
Professor Wangari Maathai never brought the green. You can see all the green.
Yes.
She became the tree.
It.
The tree.
Oh my God, true.
Jesus Christ never brought salvation. I know that's shocking.
He became salvation.
He even says what? I am there. That's a difference. He don't say I brought.
No.
I am doing. I am it.
Yes.
So I tell people, purpose is what you become, it's not what you do. So you find people saying, my work is counseling people. That is transactional. You become the counsel. You should be the fountain of wisdom or advice. So there's a difference between counseling people and you becoming the counsel, the fountain of wisdom. So if my wife loves encouraging, she has a gift of encouraging. She should not say I'm encouraging people. She should be the encouragement. I hope you get the difference.
I do.
Now that took me almost a decade to discover.
What?
Who are you becoming? Not what you're doing. And you know why, Hellen? Why are we called human beings? Do you know the word being?
Mm-hmm.
That being is a continuous word.
Being, like
Exactly. Exactly. But what has happened in our world, our reality has been shaped by some belief system and some ideologies of many centuries ago that has actually put people as slaves. I'll give you some statistics. Last year, 2021, in the month of June, we were still at the heart of COVID. As a person who loves data and love, analysis and all that, we were doing analytics and we found there's a way you can search in the Google search engines what people are searching for. In June 2021, we had 1.5 billion searches of the following: how to find my life purpose. People are not searching who to marry, how to start a business, how to succeed in a relationship. No. There were 1.5 billion searches in Google search engine saying, people type in how to find my life at the heart of COVID. In short, I say humanity is looking for meaning. As we speak, employees are exiting employment. Yes. They are resigning. You ask somebody, why are you resigning? And they tell you, I want to have a break. I have handled many people like that who tell me, I'm just taking a career break to reflect and look for my life and kind of find my meaning. Yes. Humanity has been reset. Everybody is trying to look for where they're supposed to be. And that's now where we become human being, not human doing. We have been shaped by, work, job descriptions. Yes. You are at work, you're doing some transaction there, but you discover that's a transaction. Yes. You are not focusing on who kind of that maybe engagement is making you become. Yes. That discovery is what I help people work through. I'll speak briefly about the people in the business now. Yes. 2018, I met a gentleman who sells, I would say sales, but I will later correct myself. Okay. He has a boutique in town, Nairobi town, quite a good boutique. Yes. And he sells, he has a stock of, suits, men's suits, socks, ties, very nice executive. And he kind of, have good clientele, who is who people would go there. The first time I went there, he told me, Gabriel, thank you for being introduced, because you have to be introduced after you to go there. You have to have somebody to refer you there. Wow. So thank you for being introduced. But here, I don't think I have anything for you today. What do you mean? Then I asked him, you praying with my mind? I can see so many suits. You have not even asked me to check. Yes. But he looked at me just and told me, I have nothing for you. Then I felt like he was playing with my mind. Or being rude. Yes, on being rude. But he was mine anyway, so you could not even mistake him. So when I asked him, okay, so what? Tell me more. So he told me, I don't sell suits. I dress people. Oh, wow. That's when I discovered this guy has a deeper meaning of the business. So he doesn't sell suits because that's transactional. Yeah. Selling suits, even a robot can sell for you suits. You can automate it and you just cash in like an ATM, a suit comes. That's selling suits. But for him, he's very keen on dressing people. We call that a purpose in business now. So there's something bigger than just doing business for profit. And the terminology we like using, especially in the purpose conversation, is something we call redemptive. A redemptive purpose. Redemptive purpose is a purpose that is not selfish, but is a purpose that is meant to impact somebody else or the universe. Like our Garimadai professor, there is a redemptive purpose about rehabilitating our Karura forest, and now we have all these green movements and all that. That's redemptive. So in a way, it is something that is filling a gap, either in other people or in the planet, the creation itself. So this gentleman had understood it very well, that I'm not here to sell suits. No. I'm here to literally dress people, and therefore his priority, we call it purpose first. Purpose first before profit. Okay? But by pursuing a purpose, he actually is making money. When I was seated there, the guy had sold more than 50 suits. More than 50 suits. There are other boutiques there, and he has nothing for me. And you know why he told me he has nothing for me? Why? This is the rule. He has even come up with business processes that are purpose-led. Why? If you go there and you size a suit, and then maybe, especially for us, sorry to say, especially for us, especially for Mount Kenya, if you get a suit and you find like maybe it's only 2 centimeters shorter or longer, what do you usually say? I have a fundi, I have a tailor, I'll go and
Resize.
exactly.
Yes.
That guy does not allow resizing.
Huh.
He tells you you have to take it from here when it is exact to the centimeter. So even his business process, he wants you be dressed appropriately. Simple. So his fulfillment is not the money you're paying.
No.
It is you looking good.
Wow.
That's the purpose. But because he has interest in you looking good, you want to come many times.
True.
You got that now.
True. Because
So
he will never lie to you.
Exactly.
That you look good when you actually don't look good.
In fact, he shot me, told me that if you wear my suit, not the word.
Yes.
If you wear my suit and you come later and I feel like you have mishandled it, maybe you have taken it to a laundry machine and then maybe it's cleansed and all that. Yeah. He tells you you have kind of not managed my suit well. I should not sell you another one. That means when you come with money, it's not about money. So I discovered, wait a minute, you can do a purpose-first business. And when you do that, you won't even sell and market a lot. Why do people have a lot of kind of work, spend a lot of budget marketing things? It's because you start with a product, then you try to force it on people's throats.
Yes, true.
You're not responding to a specific need. True. So we call those kind of organization purpose-first organization. Now, you as an individual, you have your purpose. We can call you purpose-led leader as an individual. Right. But for organizations, we call you purpose-first. So you prioritize purpose first before you get into the profit. Now,
you have understood all this and you're still in the work environment.
Not really. Now, this part, especially for this guy who is selling suits, that happened after I made a decision to quit. Kind of to quit employment. Now I'm into the actual transformation work, which is the coaching.
So it reached a point you quit your work.
Exactly. So now this is what happened. In my journey, I love the last employer. I got exposed a lot. When I moved from the bank and I went to the insurance, I had only one agenda. I wanted a regional experience. Luckily, when I joined the new employer, the company was expanding and was going to more than 6-7 countries. I sneaked myself and I got a chance to travel throughout all the 7 countries that employer was having presence. But I remember this time I was in Mozambique, Maputo. And I had gone there just to do some work on behalf of my employer. So I'm in Maputo and I'm doing some assignments there, and I was, our presence of business there, and I was trying to meet with, the CEO and the leadership. We were doing something we're calling culture integration for the company I was working for. Then when I was there, I had registered my company. There's a company I consult for called Inquest Research and Consulting. So I had registered it in 2010. That was a bit quite earlier, but I was running the side hustle. The way people say have a side hustle. So now when I'm in Maputo, we had gotten a chance to pitch some business. And I had some few interns and employees. We had an office somewhere in town, a bit around near Gara there. We had a small office there. So I'm in Maputo. Then we got a chance to go and present a pitch. We had kind of almost pre-qualified and we were almost getting the deal. But I'm not there. So who am I sending? I'm sending an intern, kind of someone who is not very experienced, who is like a business development assistant, to go and defend a proposal we had done on behalf of my company. It's called Inquest Research and Consulting. And it was a good deal, a very nice deal. And I had somebody inside in that company who actually was tracking for me, and you could tell me whether we are doing well in terms of how we are defending our proposal. Now, I'm in Maputo. I get a call that we are supposed to defend a certain proposal. So do I say, I'm not in the country? I said somebody. That was in 2015. So I sent somebody to go and present me. Unfortunately, we didn't get the deal. Now, when I came back, I met one of my contacts who was an insider kind of.
In that company.
And it's one of actually the top leading companies in Kenya. And by say top, I can say the top 3. Top. All sectors, the top. So you can almost guess the company I'm talking about. Among the top. So when I came, I asked the lady, who was my contact person. By the way, I sent somebody, how did it go? I said, Gabriel, you messed. Now when you said somebody who could not defend, the proposal was good. In fact, your company was among the highest in terms of quality of methodology of being the assignment, a consultancy. So we lost. Now, let me tell you the conversation that was going through my mind. What I was questioning myself was, and I had a conversation with my wife. That's what my wife also participated somehow in that journey now. Because that time I'm married now, I came to ask myself, how can I allow somebody else to believe in my vision.
Oh.
Because they were assistants and they were interns, but they are working full time for me.
Yes.
Or for our company.
And you are
Me, I'm
full-time
employed.
working for somebody else.
I could not reconcile, and a heavy conviction came into my mind. How can you do this? This is a blasphemy to yourself. Somebody else believe in your cause than yourself. Them, they are coming with all their 100%
Yes.
to work here 8 to 5. Me, I'm employed. This is my side hustle. That's when actually a conviction came into me. I don't have to follow clarity.
Yes.
I need convictions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the journey of purpose, and I do coaching, a whole coaching series around purpose discovery.
Yes.
One of the things and the topic we cover a lot is about establishing convictions. Mm-hmm. Many people have no convictions. Mm-hmm. So if you ask somebody, what do you stand for? What activates you? They won't tell you. Because conviction is like power force of gravity.
Yes.
Convictions consume you to an extent you almost can become bulletproof.
Yes. As
you can face a gun like this and tell people shoot me, but conviction is telling you, I am getting this done.
Martin Luther style.
Exactly. So for me, I had to take that level of kind of desperation, of losing even deals, for me to build a conviction. Wait a minute. I have to go and pursue my life purpose fully.
Whoa. Now you've made that decision.
Yes.
And you're totally convinced.
Yes.
And you know in your heart of hearts that you're going to leave this formal employment and go follow your dream.
Exactly.
But we know what happens with dreams.
Yes.
And your own business.
Yes.
You know, they're in the form of business or employment. You're used to a paycheck.
Perfect.
You're traveling. You have
Exactly.
allowances.
Exactly.
Your children are in good school.
Exactly.
And now here,
yes,
you've just gotten a conviction.
Yes.
Now you're going home to your wife.
Yes.
Honey, I want to quit. How did that conversation go?
Now, this is why one of the greatest pillars in life is to marry the right partner. Because they can actually be a deal breaker or a deal maker.
Yeah, wow.
And I thank God for my wife. She's called Monica, and she supported me a lot. In fact, can I tell you, my situation was a bit more worse because my wife then was also not working. That time, we had a young child.
Yeah.
And around that time, we had kind of made our own decisions that we will not look for a job. So me, I'm employed, so I could service the bills.
Everything.
And our baby was still, pushing to 1 year, something there. So we were still, navigating through that parenting.
Yes.
So, and this is the time now I'm having convictions, quit. But I remember the scripture, and I love the Bible. The scripture about Jordan, children of Israel crossed Jordan when it was full to the brim. Why? So that there is no undisputable, undeniable reason that it's actually an act of faith. It's God at work. It had to work for me like that. So I quitted with no deal signed anywhere. In fact, I quitted not because I had a contract I was going to do. I quitted to just go and start from zero. Mind you, I had some loans. I had some, insurance covers, so I could afford to take my family to the best hospital. I had an exhaustive kind of medical covers and many other benefits. So I was as a manager. So now this is a situation I'm living to go and start on your own. You have no paycheck end of the month. It was strictly by faith. And that's why I talked about convictions.
Yes.
In fact, those 6 months, yes, I did some few assignments, training here, consultants here. But by the 6 months, let me tell you, we started getting drained. And I remember even sometimes where I could not even afford, we actually accumulated some rent arrears.
Wow.
We have a small baby. We accumulating arrears.
Yes.
The adult, what do they do? And they love doing that. Switch off. No, not even that. They will switch off the water and whatever. Electricity. But now I'll tell you a story there, which is a very foundational kind of testimony.
Before you tell me the story, let's go for a break. We'll come back later with that story, and I'm sure it is going to encourage your life. Please stick around. Remember, we are still here on this YouTube channel called Purpose
for Impact.
Exactly. Please remember to subscribe, comment, and also leave a thumbs up so that this video can get to so many other people who are looking for their purpose and they need a push, or even your friend. Send it, share it, so that they can get the help they really need. We are coming back with Gabriel Nyamu's story. Stick around.